Okay, so I watch a lot of Korean dramas. I watch a lot of reviews of Korean dramas. And this drama makes me want to make my own review to warn people, honestly, which is probably not good. So there's 2 idols in this drama, which is probably why like it's on things like Hulu, because or else I don't think it would be. I really want to look up this. After I'm done with this review, I'm looking up the writer and not watching any dramas they make, because it's, okay, the writing is what made this drama so bad. So it's funny too, because it's actually a story about a writer, which is, oh gosh, like you could have just used all your autobiographical self as this. Anyway, so the main character is actually a chick from the girl group Kara, however you say it, and she plays a writer, an internet writer to be specific, who writes stories all the time about nine-tailed foxes, or Gumiho or whatever. I only know about them because of that one drama that came out. That's the only reason I know what they are. And I was still confused half the time in the drama because I'm like, I'm American. I don't know all these like cultural things that every Korean knows about their myths. Anyway, I was confused the whole time. But hopefully, but that's not why I don't like it, because I mean, hey, that's fine to have like cool. I really like cultural like folklore and things like that, so I didn't mind that part of it, even though it was kind of confusing. I probably have a plot first. Okay, so this does star her, and then also has a guy from M Black, who's I found out. I'm a huge fan of 21, and I didn't know like his sister's Dara from 21. Anyway, that was cool. He's pretty much like Jeremy from You're Beautiful. It's pretty much his character. That's kind of what I thought the whole time. Although he's a little more serious than Jeremy is, but he really reminded me of Jeremy. He also had the blonde hair and everything. He reminded me of it. I felt really bad. Okay, so there's hot guys in here. So if you just care about that, you can totally watch it if you want. But I would not recommend this drama at all. It's only 10 episodes, so if you really, really want to torture yourself, you can try it out, like watch it to your heart's content if you really want. I actually watched the whole thing, but that was mostly because it was only 10 episodes. So it's about a writer. She always does stories about these nine-tailed foxes. It's really, really popular. She's an internet kind of celebrity. But then everyone's talking about plagiarism. Oh, she plagiarized this, she plagiarized that. And she's like, whoa, what? No, I did not. And she gets really mad. And she decides, I'm going to write like a brand new story that's totally different. Like it's not going to be anything like what you guys have seen. And so she's like, oh, okay, how do I do that? So she goes around and she does people watching, which is the best way to get inspiration for stories. I love to do that. And she goes to a subway and she walks around, and then she witnesses this guy trying to steal something. I think this is right. I watched this like months ago, but she witnesses a guy trying to steal something from this woman. And I do remember that it was like so badly acted too, because I remember laughing. And then here comes our dashing hero, and he's super hot, and he comes and he does his kung fu moves, and it's pretty awesome, and he gets the purse back for the woman, and everyone cheers, and he's like, oh, and then he leaves, and she's like, oh, I'm following him, like, I want to do a story about him, because he's super hot, and he's really nice, and I'm like, yes. So she follows this guy, and his name's Alex. That's his character's name. Just thinking him as the first romantic lead, and then the other guy is a second romantic lead. And she follows him, and she's surprised to find out that he works at a nail salon. What the heck? And it's called Paris. That's the name, Paris. Nail shop Paris, because it's a nail shop called Paris. So they're really inventive with names, by the way. So his name's Alex, which is kind of strange, never explained. And the other guy's name is Kay, which is never explained either. Like, why do they both have these really, well, to me, American names? I'm like, it doesn't really make sense. But anyway, whatever. Maybe I'm just supposed to know. I don't know. So she follows him there, and she's all like, ooh, and she goes inside, and then she's like, oh, I don't actually, and then she walks out, because she's like, oh, I'm scared or something, and she realizes they're all guys at the nail salon, and they only hire men, and what do they do when you're in a Korean drama, and they only hire men? Well, obviously you don't think, equal rights for all, discrimination, you should let me work here. Instead, you just dress up like man and go, get a job. And it always works because they don't check any kind of ID or anything that tells them that you're definitely not a woman. It's just always ridiculous to me. I'm like, especially after watching that one Coffee Prince, where they mention how, like, your number's not right because different numbers for different sexes, I guess, there in Korea. And it's just like, and then I don't even remember how she explained it off, but she totally did. And I'm just like, how does that work? Because every time you get employed, unless it's under the table cash, you're supposed to give them, we had Social Security number, and obviously they have the equivalent. Like, I get confused by that. I'm like, how does that work exactly? Anyway, dramas. And yeah, anyway, unless you have a twin brother, like, you're beautiful and you're just using his, ID, obviously. Anyway, okay, so, and that brings up another point, actually, about this drama that I want to make right now. Oh, by the way, yeah, the other secondary guy comes and he's, like, all broody and actually, I really liked him so much more, like you always do for the secondary guy. Although the first guy was actually not, like, mean, which usually happens. He was rich, but he was actually nice, which was actually kind of boring. I don't know if I got used to mean guys, but it's kind of actually boring. And the secondary guy was a lot more interesting, by the way. I just realized I did that. If you're from the Brit, or if you're a Brit, or anyway. I'm rambling. Okay, so, oh right, the point I want to make. Okay, so, I've watched so many cross-dressing shows, you don't even know. That's what we should probably call them. Okay, let's just call them like it is. Cross-dressing shows. Because I've watched all the Hanakimis, and that means Japan, Taiwan, and the one here, like I'm in Korea right now. And the one in Korea. Here in Korea. To the beautiful you. I've watched Coffee Prince. I've watched this one. You're Beautiful. There's some other ones too that I've watched. I can't think of the name of. I've watched like every one of them. So yeah. Although I haven't watched that one historical drama one, just because historical dramas are really hard for me because I never get the history is so hard to understand. Right now I just started Faith, or The Great Doctor, the one with Lee Min-ho, and I'm just like, I don't understand the history at all. Like, I'm so confused. Oh, yeah. Anyway, that was so random. Okay. Oh, but what I wanted to say was I've watched all of these cross-dressing shows, and there is a reason. Oh, sorry, there's something else on my window. Okay, there's a difference between certain dramas, okay? Some dramas are... Okay, there's a reason why these shows are really popular and really interesting. It's the whole idea that you would change your whole self just to, like, try to help someone. That's usually what it's like. Because, let's say Hanakimi, there's a reason why there's 3 different dramas in 3 different countries. There's probably one in Philippines, too. They copy everything Korea does. So, it's probably the one there, too. And there's the manga, it's really popular there. Because it's this whole idea that this woman decides to dress like a guy just to help out this athlete who has inspired her so much, Like, he's hot, too. But he inspired her so much that she wants to help him to do what he was doing, want to help him out. So, I don't know. That's why that one's really popular, because it's like, oh, wow, she's helping him out, and, your heart feels so full from it, and you're like, she's willing to do anything. And so it's not, so that's why that, is so popular. And then also in, like, You're Beautiful, she's doing it to help her twin brother. I mean, she gets wrapped up in it, and eventually it just compounds into something huge. But originally, the only reason that she dressed up like a guy was to help out her twin brother, who she thought was hurt. But you realize later it's plastic surgery, but hurt. So, you kind of are like, okay, I get why she's doing that, and I really respect her for it, And then and especially how innocent and adorable, was it Park Shin-hee who does it? She's freaking adorable in it. And so you're like, oh, I get it so much. And even in like Coffee Prince, where it's less that and more like she accidentally gets into it, is more what happens to her. And also because she's freaking starving to death, so much debt, and then she's really poor, so she needs to get a job anywhere she can. So you kind of understand why she does it too. Let's compare that to this drama now. You have self-sacrifice, you have a need, you have to do it. It's not like you're like, oh, this would be a good idea. You're just like, I have to do it. And you have to do it to help someone, you know? Or for myself, you know? Like, I'm in so much debt, you know? That's the poor girl in Coffee Prince. Which I freaking love that drama. So, we have those. Let's look at the dilemma of our heroine in this drama, where she dresses up like a guy. She is a pretty well, I mean, she's an internet celebrity. She's sold a lot of books, so she has some money. And she can definitely get a deal somewhere else. I mean, she can. I'm just saying, like, oh, plagiarism. No, come on. And so the only reason why she's doing this is just to get another story. She's only doing this because she's freaking like a stalker to this guy. And she's just going, she doesn't even know him. It's not like you could say it's kind of stalkerish in Hanakimi, because she goes to follow this guy all the way to Japan, or Korea, or wherever, you know, Taiwan, whatever, from America. But then she's doing that because he inspired her to, like, change herself. You know, like, she's changed herself totally because she's inspired by him. And she finds out that he got hurt and he's not doing what he loves anymore. So she wants to go and help him. Like, in a way, that's kind of, like, sweet and cool. So I thought it was sweet. Not stalkerish. This is just totally stalkerish. She doesn't even know this guy. She saw him once beat up this guy and help out this girl. And then she's like, obsessed with him. So, and then she follows him and decides, oh, I'll dress up as a guy. You know, it doesn't have the same impact. And as a character, you just seem kind of selfish, honestly. Like, the other characters, when you saw them do these things, you're rooting for them. It's like when you watch Mulan, you know? You're rooting for her. You're like, yeah, save your father, you know? And it's the same kind of thing. She's saving someone. She's helping someone. I mean, even in Coffee Prince, actually, when I think about it, she had a mom and a sister, right? I don't even remember. I think she did. And so she was helping them, too, by getting a job. So it's like, you know, it's not like just for her own selfish desires, which is kind of how I feel it is in this drama, Nail Shop Paris. You can argue with me about it if you want, but that's how I feel. And that's part of why I kind of didn't even care for her as a character. The most reason why I kept watching is, for one thing, I don't like to watch only mid half of a drama. Like, oh, what drama was that? It was like My Princess or whatever. I don't even know the actual name of it. It was something like that. And I watched like half of it, and I still haven't watched the rest of it, and it kind of annoys me in the back of my mind. Like, I don't like to watch only half a drama. And so I kept watching this drama, even though I didn't like it. And mostly it's because the two lead hot guys are hot. And they're hot in, like, different ways, which I liked. One was more rugged, kind of a handsome guy. And one was more like the cutesy guy. What else? Yes, there's a lot of cliches in this drama. Okay, so this still doesn't explain why I don't like the drama so much, but that's because you've not seen the ending. If you aren't interested in even watching it, then just watch the last episode and you'll agree with me that it was a really bad drama. It probably doesn't have the same effect as going through all the episodes and then the last episode. That was just really bad. Pretty much it kind of supports polygamy. Or bigamy. Big polygamy. Whatever it's called. We'll just say polygamy, okay? More than one spouse, okay? Kind of support. It was just kind of bizarre. The whole thing was bizarre. Bizarre is the best word. It was so bizarre. Okay. You just have to watch it. See, now you're curious to watch it, right? You're like, how does it end in polygamy? That's a Mormon, you know? I mean, no. Yeah, it was very strange. The whole show, you hear about these nine-tailed foxes, and then she keeps showing like snippets of her writing her book, and it's with these nine-tailed foxes still in it, which is kind of hilarious to me, because she gets people are like, oh, you write the same thing, you know, there's always these nine-tailed foxes, and then what does she do? She writes the story with nine-tailed foxes. She doesn't even care. Yeah, it was pretty hilarious. But, yeah, the nine-tailed foxes come back in a really weird way in the drama. You have to watch it to understand it. Like, but it's kind of one of those, I don't know if it's, like, bad enough to be, like, the Room of Asian dramas. It's not quite that bad. But it's pretty close, honestly. It's like a Trolls 2. If you don't know these references, then you should look them up and watch them. They're considered, like, the worst films ever. you know? Anyway, it's kind of like this drama is definitely the best, worst one I've ever, well, it's actually just the worst one I've ever watched of a Korean drama, like, ever. I guess I always watch ones that people recommend a lot to me, and this one was one I just saw on Hulu. It was 10 episodes, and I was just like, I'm just gonna watch it. Or Drama Fever, Hulu, whatever, they're the same thing, kind of, now. I was just like, I'm gonna watch it. 10 episodes. I'll just do it. And they weren't long episodes, so it's like, I might as well do it. And oh my gosh. I don't know if I'm like mad that I did that. Or if I'm just, I don't know. I just feel so indifferent about this. It's like I feel passionately about both. I don't know what to feel about this drama. And I hope you're gonna feel the same way. You're gonna be like, how do I feel about this? And so, hey, watch it if you want. I kind of don't recommend it at all. But you know what? I just recommend watching just watch the first episode and the 10th, and you're gonna be so confused. And you know what? We were all confused about that episode. There was no explanation or warning for it. It was as abrupt as if you saw the first episode and the 10th. It was. The episode was so bad. It was like they got to the 9th episode and they're like, oh, we can't have, they pulled our plug, which could have happened, honestly. I probably should just look it up. I'm guessing someone pulled their plug on like the 7th, 8th, 9th, somewhere around their episode, because then like the 9th and the 10th are like the most random thing in the world. It was just really random. You're just like, why did you do that? Why that writing choice? It's unexplainable. It's kind of you know what? It kind of is like the room for Korean dramas. You should just watch it. I kind of feel bad for everyone involved because it was so bad. Which is sad. Anyway, so, I don't know what kind of rating to do for these dramas. I will do recommend, not recommend, love it, or hate it. For this one, I'm just going to say not recommend, because there's parts of it I freaking hate, but there's parts of it that are so hilariously bad, you just have to watch it. And it's funny, because some of the actors actually do a good job. I think Kay does a good job. Alex, these are the character names, by the way, because I'm not going to say Korean names because they're really hard. Alex was really indifferent, honestly, the whole time. I was kind of just like, I don't really care about you, Alex. So I'm just going to like, whatever. He was hot, though. And the main chick was okay, but actually there's something really not likable about her. Like, I guess I'm used to really, really likable chicks in dramas. Yeah. Anyway, so it's kind of meh drama. Parts of it were freaking hilariously bad, though, so if you really want to watch a hilariously bad drama, like true guilty pleasure drama, you should watch it. Because I like to watch bad things, so if you're like me, you should totally watch it. You're gonna love it. It's so bad. So, I hope you enjoy the drama if you watch it. And if you don't watch it, there's nothing lost by not watching it. Just, honestly, if you want to have the most hilarious ending in the world and just watch the last episode. It's the most hilarious ending you're ever going to watch in a drama. Because it's one of those, it's almost like what Secret Garden did with the flash forward 20 years or 10 years or whatever. 5 years? I don't know. It's the flash forward in time thing where you have kids. Hilariously weird. Okay? That's all I can say. Because it's kind of like both guys get the girl. I've already spoiled it. Just watch the last episode. You'll understand. Peace out.